Welcome to my latest battle report. In this one we're going big. It's knights versus knights. Hi there, I'm Winters, and today I'm here to talk about my Discord. Yes, I do have a Discord, a place where my community can get together and chat and talk and frolic and have fun and make sweet, sweet love. There are a couple of ways to join my Discord. The first way is to subscribe to deploymentzone.tv, and then that unlocks all the basic channels in the Discord. If you do subscribe to deploymentzone.tv, when you get notifications, email notifications telling you when the videos are released, coming straight to you, your phone, wherever you might be, there'll be a link in that email and you can click on that and it unlocks the Discord. Another way you can become a member of the Discord is by becoming a patron of deploymentzone.tv. Go to patron/deploymentzone.tv and you can become a patron, and that unlocks the full Discord to everyone out there. Why have we done it this way? Well, it's kind of like a silver and gold membership, but it's also because there are a number of people, a small number of people, but there are some people out there who don't subscribe to deploymentzone.tv because they have no more time in their life. Busy housewives, fighter pilots, astronauts, things like that. And they instead just want to support us and join the deploymentzone.tv community. So we've split it apart like that. Join the Discord by becoming a patron or becoming a deploymentzone.tv member. Cheers. It's empty. Why is it empty? On the edge of this ruined city, the wilds stretch off and away. Trees and rock spires leaning up all over the place. These will be canyons of death in which knights run in between, and down this side we have the ruins of a broken city. And because we're going big, this is going to be a 2,500 point Tempest of War game. Tempest of War with knights trying to run all over the place and score these objectives and score the secondaries will be very interesting. The way this works is we're playing Chilling Reign. The way it works is it's 5, 10, 15 for the primary objectives. You get 5 points if you control one, 5 points if you control more than your opponent, and 5 points if you control two, up to a maximum of 45 on the primaries. And then we'll draw orders from the card deck, from the Tempest of War card deck for each turn, and those orders will be our secondary orders. Disclaimer, I haven't played with the new Knights Codex yet, so I don't know really what I'm doing, so I've brought along someone with me who does know exactly what they're doing because they've played with Knights a few times. And so we welcome to the channel for the first time Sam N. Say hi, Sam N.
Hi, Sam N.
So you know how to play Knights. You played them loads.
I played them a few times, obviously new codex.
And but you know your rules really well.
Yeah, I'll go to a few tournaments. So
a few tournaments. How many?
Not too bad.
How are you getting on at the tournaments?
So the past 5 tournaments, it's all been podium places.
Nice.
And a couple wins. So yeah, they're all GTs as well.
And you're saying you're like your Custodes list.
They are Custodes, yes.
It's a bit dirty.
It's a little bit, yeah. Shadow Keepers, but
they're still good.
They're good. Knights, we'll wait to see, but this is going to be a nice, relatively friendly game.
Cool. And you've been along to the DZ GT at the Factorum?
Yeah, so I do some reffing down there at the GTs at the Factorum. I think I won the March one, if I'm correct, with the Custodes. But yeah, I do a lot of narrative stuff, big apocalypse games as well.
Nice. Full disclaimer though, because I know you. Yep. Sort of, because we've met a few times because you're a member of the deploymentzone.tv community.
Yes, first time on the channel, but yeah, I've been in the community for a few years now.
And we've seen each other at events.
Yep, one in particular, King in the North, comes to mind. You
may have plied me with lots of rum.
Just a little bit.
Very early in the morning.
Only a few litres of rum.
I may have fallen off a park bench. And finally, we managed to clash.
Indeed.
I should mention it's 2,000 points of Imperial Knights versus Imperial Knights because I don't have 2,500 points of Chaos Knights yet. I'm working on it. I've got about 1,500 points. The idea is to add a couple more big ones, a couple of those War Dogs, and then we can do Chaos versus Imperium. But Imperial Knights, we get to see what they do, how they function. Are they any good in Tempest of War? If you'd like to support me, then consider subscribing to deploymentzone.tv, where you get loads of extra videos, or you can become a channel member. Just throw money at me that way, or a patron, throw money at me. If you want to throw money at me, I'll happily catch it. Also, any hobnobs, cornettos, and beers that might come by my way. This lovely scenery that we see up this side of the table is from marchofwar.co.uk. They make top range bespoke resin terrain. The battle mat is from urbanmats.com. This is actually my favorite battle mat from urbanmats.com. I forget which one this is called, but it's nice and generic. You can put ruins on it, you can put hills on it. So big shout out to Urban Mats for that one as well. Let's go and have a look at these armies. All right, this is 2,500 points worth of knights. This is the Knights of the Penitent Forge, House of the Forge. And I'm going to need you with me, Sam, to talk through this, okay? Basically, 2 super heavy detachments, and at over 2,000 points, you get 18 command points to pay with. But because it's 2 super heavies, I've spent 3.
Correct.
And then another 3 on extra relics and things.
Yep.
So I'm down to 12.
Down to 12.
Right. Quest or Mechanicus, because we're the Knights of the Forge. So the little ones have +1 wound. The big ones have +2 wounds, so that means the really big one starts off on 30, and they recover a wound a turn every turn. Now, relic on the big one. It is the relic on the big one, so he recovers D3 +1 wound a turn every turn. You got that?
Yeah.
So that's nice. And then the other thing that he does is he's got a 4-up invulnerable save to shoot and attacks. Want to keep him alive. He's a close range monster, but you can't give him a 4-up invulnerable save to close combat attacks. You can do that on a Questorus Knight, so I've given it to this one. That makes it quite interesting, actually, because he's got a 4-up invulnerable save to close combat attacks. You could put a relic and a warlord trait onto a knight to give him a flat 4-up invulnerable round, which I quite like. Oh, I should mention, Knights of the Forge. We're resilient, we're tough. We are a fleet-based Mechanicus Forge with arc ships and all that sort of stuff. So we're following House Tyrannus, so I'm recovering 6-up shrug, yeah. So I've got a 6-up shrug. I'm recovering a wound at the beginning of every battle round, and he recovers D3 +3 wounds with a 4-up invulnerable save to shooting attacks. 4-up invulnerable save in close combat. I gave this one objective secured. And then I gave this one the House Tyrannus specific relic, which is the Fury of Mars. Basically, that giant cannon on his arm there is always D6 +4 damage. The normal version of the gun is D6 +2 and then D6 +4 at half range, but he's always D6 +4. And then I've got 3 little Helverins running around. Warglaives running around and a little Helverin. And then there's Bondsman abilities. Which one did I get again?
Yeah, so Questorus give out Bondsman abilities.
Yes.
And you've given this guy Master of Vox.
Right.
So that allows you to give 2 Bondsman abilities out.
Yeah.
And his Bondsman ability specifically is reroll 1s to hit and wound.
Yeah.
And because he's Master of Vox, he can give it to any armor on the battlefield.
Yes.
And you can give it to 2 of them.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because each thing does a thing to a little one. That one, I mean, Errants is advance and charge.
Errants are advance and charge and +1 to advance and charges.
So he could give that to one of these, for example, to advance and charge. Correct. And +1 to advance and charge, but you need to be within 12-inch range.
Yeah.
Because he's got Master of the Vox, he does this thing twice across the battle.
Correct, yes.
And the Bondsman abilities affect the little knights running around.
Knights, yes.
So I've got 4 big ones, 4 little ones. I've maxed out my resilience as much as possible. The little ones have objective secured and count as 5 models. The big ones count as 10 models, but no objective secured. Objective secured might be a thing in this fight, because while I've got a couple, 4 big and 4 little, Sam N has got lots of little. Let's go and have a look at the littler knights. And here we have just south of 2,500 points worth of Imperial Knights. Again, 2 super heavy detachments, so you spend 3 CP of your 18. And you've also spent another 3 CP here.
Yeah.
So you're on 12, I'm on 12. Tell us about your narrative. It was a lovely
So these are the knights are part of the Legio Astorum.
Yep.
So I've also got a lot of Titans. Basically...
How many Titans?
I think 4 now. I've just added a Warbringer.
I want a Warbringer. I've got Titan Envy. I've only got 2.
They are very cool.
Yeah.
I've got Warlord, Warbringer, and I think a couple Scout Titans.
Okay.
But yeah, so they're the Legio Astorum. They're known for basically teleporting their Titans into battle.
Okay.
And being really fast. And obviously these are painted all in the same scheme because they're part of the mana pool as such.
Yep.
So I'm using House Raven traits today to represent Legio Astorum. So basically everything can advance and shoot.
Okay.
And ignore all modifiers to their movement.
But not advance and charge.
No advance and charge because I don't have the correct Questorus Knight.
Okay.
Thingy-majig.
So you can zip around, advance and shoot without penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the House Raven strat.
Yeah.
I'm Questa Mechanicus because my Forge World is Lucius with Legio Storum.
Yeah.
So we're Mechanicus. So again, same as you, everything's got +1 wound. The big stuff has +2, and we regen a wound at the start of the command phase.
Okay. And no movement modifiers or something?
Yeah, ignore all movement modifiers.
Where does that come from?
That's House Raven.
That's
again.
House Raven as well. So advancing without penalty, moving over stuff without penalty, fast and quick, just like the Warp Runners.
Yes.
From which this Titan, this knightly house, hails.
Yes.
Okay.
Warlord
Warlord.
is this Questoris class here.
Yep.
He's for today, he's a Knight Paladin.
Yep.
So he's got the teaching of reroll 1s to hit and wound.
Yep.
Within, you can give it to a unit within 12. Slimness to yourself, he's got Master of Vox, so you can give that anywhere.
Okay. So him the same, giving out 2 orders, reroll all hits, reroll hit rolls of 1, reroll wound rolls of 1 across the board to 2 knights. I like it.
So his Warlord trait is Iron Bulwark. So he's a 4-up invulnerable save against shooting.
Yes.
He then has the Relic, Sanctuary, so a 4-up invulnerable in combat.
Ooh.
Which is tasty.
So you have buffed him up.
I have buffed him up.
Try and keep him alive.
And I spent an extra CP to give him an additional Warlord trait, which is Revered Knight. So he's got +1 honor point we start with.
Yeah.
And he's got Fight First.
Oh.
So
okay.
that's very nice.
Okay.
So that's 1 CP on him.
You really don't want him to die, do you?
No, he needs to survive because he helps my little guys out.
Right.
Because I've got lots of little guys.
Yeah.
Now I've got some Knight Moiraxes here. These guys are with lightning locks.
From Forge World.
From Forge World, yes. So these are all Moiraxes actually here, and these are the non-Forge World Armigers.
Okay.
This guy's, I spent a CP on him to give him the Bondsman's Helm.
Yeah.
So basically, he always has +1 to wound, but cannot be affected by Bondsman abilities.
So he can't affect him.
Correct.
But +1 to wound.
Yes, and he can also give an ability out to another Armiger to give them +1 to wound as well.
Right.
And they're under a Bondsman ability then.
So he shouts at the little guys and say wound better.
Basically.
Because the Laslocks are strength 6.
Strength 6, AP2, 1 damage. So they're going to be needing to wound better as you've got knights, and it's all toughness 7 and 8.
But these Laslocks guys from Forge World, 6s to hit count as 3 hits.
Yeah, so they double explode basically.
So they have lots and lots of little shots, which is useful against most other armies, but against these knights, we'll see.
We shall see, yeah. And then last of all, my last CP is on this guy.
Okay.
So he becomes a character, I give him a Warlord trait.
Yeah.
His 6s to wound are mortal wounds in addition, up to a maximum of 6 per unit, per phase.
So he's really shooty.
So he's really shooty.
So you've got 3 of the ones with the Laslocks.
Yeah.
These guys have got...
They've got Volkite, and I believe they're Siege Claws.
Siege Claws.
Something like that. Basically, I believe this is D3 plus 3 damage.
Yeah.
And these are Volkite weapons. So you're the mortal wounds on 6s. And they punch. These are more shooty, these are more punching.
Right.
So that's 1 detachment.
A couple of Hellbrinds, a couple of Wargraves.
Yeah, and they've got melter guns and thermal spears.
So Imperial Knights, when you put the little knights down, you have to put them within a certain range, but then they can run off all over the place.
Within 6.
Yeah.
And they count as 5 models objective secured, the small ones.
Yes.
Big ones count as 10 models.
But no obsec.
No obsec unless you do some shenanigans.
Which is what I did on that one.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you put the little ones down together, but they can run off all over the place.
Correct.
The other thing for Imperial Knights to remember is the big ones buff the little ones, but this one doesn't because it's a Forge World one.
He's Forge World, but he's cool, so let's bring him. Basically, he has got an upgrade, so I spent CP on, not CP, points on him for Master of Law. Okay. Basically, it's like the Knight's Chaplain abilities. He gets that now.
Okay.
And the one I've selected, basically, within 6, you have a 5-up Feel No Pain for Armigers.
Yeah.
So it gives him something to do. He's not just operating by himself.
I think it gives up a 6-up shrug, but it's a 5-up shrug if they're affected by a bondsman ability. Yes. So the ones that are affected by his bondsman ability will get a 5-up shrug, and the other ones will get a 6-up shrug within range of him.
Yes.
So you've got little knights running off all over the place. You've got the big knights affecting the little knights, essentially giving out orders. That's how knights function now, and make the little knights
they're basically teaching the little knights.
Teaching the little knights, bondsman abilities, things like that. And also there's a virtuous tracker that you have to keep score of when you play Imperial Knights now. So everyone starts off as honoured, and you get a little bit of a buff. And then so long as you crack on with your honours and your things, then you can get up to basically you get buffs as the game goes on 1 minute. basically looks like this, chivalric codes. So you could ignore it all if you want to, then it doesn't affect the army, because there's no minuses if you're dishonored. But if you get honored or if you get virtuous, you can get buffs. The last thing to shout out, of course, is marchofwar.co.uk. Again, did these absolutely gorgeous bases here. And March of War also do painting commissions.
Is he painting commissions yet? See, James, he does some lovely work.
Did he paint these?
Yes, he has, yes.
James, you are a skilled mushroom. I love this stuff. So the bases, actually, all the bases from my Necrons, look, they're all from marchofwar.co.uk as well. Love his work. So an army of little knights commanded by someone who knows what they're doing with lots of tricks up their sleeve, and an army of bigger knights with less tricks up their sleeve commanded by someone who doesn't know what they're doing. But I have the resilience, and Sam N is
yes.
I have you to help, so no mistakes will be made in the making of this battle
whatsoever.
Let's go to deployment. Here we are after deployment. I've put my punchy knight with the 4-up invulnerable save in close combat down in amongst these ruins on this side, backed up by Helverin. Don't know why. It's Helverin probably at I didn't want to put the Helverin over here because there's trees, and shooting through trees will be -1 to shoot through, unless you're shooting at big knights. Dense cover is -1 to hit stuff behind, but knights and aircraft are so big you can fire over the top. And so I wanted the Helverin, which has the range to be where I'm probably not shooting through the cover. And then I put a chunk in the middle and then one on the left. That seemed to make sense to me. There's 3 little knights round this side. Talk us through your deployment, Sam, and what's going on?
We just spread out because I've got lots of little knights. So they can kind of just go everywhere.
Yes.
I'm really fast, so it doesn't really matter where I deploy.
But there's a lot of guys around here.
Yeah, so the big guys, again, how the new Knight Codex works, these kind of give buffs or benefits to the small guys, so try and keep them close is the idea.
Because you've got the feel no pain thing coming out of him.
Yeah, and his thing's obviously unlimited range, but it's good just to have him close by.
Okay.
And not so nice. More deployed on this flank, basically.
Are you worried about first turn?
It's knights, so yes, slightly. I'm more worried about your first turn because I've not got high damage weapons like the big Fury guy over there.
Right. You're worried about me going first more?
More, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm just generally worried because there's lots of big knights all over the place, and if you lose a couple of them, that's a big chunk out of your army. I'm hoping Tempest of War will be a great leveler because it's not necessarily about killing each other as much as possible, but it's about trying to score these objectives. And the 5, 10, 15 on the primary, for example. And the other thing I found is I really like knight, well, prior to the Codex, I don't know what it's going to be like now, but previously I really liked knight-on-knight battles. They are such fun to play. And playing against knights with a conventional army, like any of them, can be a bit draining sometimes unless you bring a list along that is really good at dealing with knights, and then knights aren't a problem to you. But if you haven't done that, it can be quite painful. However, knights versus knights is a nice, flat, even playing field, and it feels almost like 40k chess, placing something in the right location and baiting things. That's what it can feel like, and when you play knights on knights well. And I've done that a few times, so I'm looking forward to it. Need to roll off to see who goes first.
Yep.
After you, sir.
Good luck.
You rolled a 2, and I've rolled a 3. Yeah. It's Knights of the Forge turn 1. Right, before the first turn begins, should point out a few things. That we both start off on an honoured point, but you start on 2 honoured points because of your
Because of my revered knight warlord training.
That's the one. We need to get 5 and 6 to unlock the good stuff, and we're both taking Defend the Realm and Refuse No Challenge. I'm not going to mention this very often as the battle report begins, as we go on. I'll just mention it when the rules kick in. Otherwise, we might just get lost in the narration, but it is worth pointing out that both of us at the start of the battle get 2 CP a turn every turn until we become dishonoured, and add 1 to the attack's hit roll in melee. Here are the orders for the Knights of the Forge. Captured enemy outpost is going to be rough in turn 1. Attempting target, Sam N determines an objective which I have to take, which you've done, and if I take that, that's 5 points. And Battlefield Supremacy, hold any 3 objectives at the end of my turn for another 5 points. So these are doable. as this is the tempting target here, and I can easily run onto that objective there as well as hold my own for those extra 5 points for battlefield supremacy. But if I do that and put a couple of knights right in front of the other knights' lines, well, I'm sacrificing them. So I've got 2 CP out at the start of my turn because of the bondsman thing, and here we are after the command phase and movement phase. The first thing to notice is they're all the little knights are affected by a bondsman oath right now from the big knights, which means they've all got -1 damage. That's the dreadnought thing, -1 damage coming in. This one's been told to reroll hit rolls and wound rolls of 1, and this one's been told to reroll hit rolls and wound rolls of 1. And that one from the Knight Crusader counts as 10 objective secured models instead of 5 objective secured models. And I'm on 1, 2, 3 objectives for battle supremacy, and I've taken the tempted target. I had to advance the little armiger around here so he could get on there. So he's not going to be shooting with any of his guns this turn because he's not in range, and he's certainly opened himself up to a counter charge. So I haven't moved these very far forward because after he gets shot and counter charged, I want to counter charge the counter charge. That's the plan. And lining up guns to shoot through and shoot down at, I think, see, my brain is saying take out a couple of these little armigers because they're the ones that are going to score, that are going to run around all over the place, and leave the bigger ones for later. I don't know if that's the right idea or not. We'll find out together in this battle report because I'm going to try and shoot a couple of little ones. So let's go into the shooting phase. We're going to start down this side of the battle grid with the Helverin shooting through. That's a separate ruin to that ruin at that warglaive down there. Would you like to rotate Iron Shields?
No, thank you.
Okay, so the stubbers, the auto cannons are 2d3 shots each, so many shots each. And the auto cannons will hit on 3s and reroll 1s because he's bonded up. Don't need the bonded stuff. Strength 7 versus toughness 7, right?
Yep.
So 4s to wound and rerolling those 4 1s because he's bonded up. These are -2 now, which is quite nice, and they are 3 damage each.
So 5 saves.
So that's 5 saves.
That puts me on my invuln. So 5 ups.
Yes. Oh,
that's
really cocked.
That's 15 damage.
That's 15 damage.
Kills an eye.
That was a good start, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Does it blow up and hurt the knight behind it?
No.
Sam N.
Yeah.
The idea is to pass some saves.
You know what? I try, but I'm using your dice. So
If you're gonna
just roll 2.
If you're gonna fail the saves for the whole game, it's gonna be a very short game. We're going on to the Crusader. He's gonna do the same thing to that one there. Knight Warden, 12 shots with the Avenger cannon, hitting on 3s, and it's only strength 6, so wounding on 5s, and that is 2 wounds at -2 damage.
2 invulnerable saves. Fail them both. Good start.
Please make us, and that's 4 damage.
This is down to 9.
Stubbers bounced. We're now coming around to this knight here, shooting through. I can just see that one. Let's kill the second one with his thermal. Oh, okay, he misses. Let's ignore that one. This is the one that's re-rolling hit rolls of 1 and re-rolling wound rolls of 1. I wanted to shoot at that knight, but I can't, the armiger, because 30-inch range on the thermal spear. So instead we're going to fire it through the trees at the guy with the grabby claw there. It looks like he's going to be scary news for my armiger here. I'm going to hit on 4s because shooting through trees, and it's not a big knight, and I miss. Okay, let's come down the line. Let's fire this one with his rapid fire battle cannon into the punchy little knight there. 2d6 number of shots, which is 8. Because the armiger has got a wins characteristic of less than 18, it will still be minuses to hit for my Knight Paladin. So hitting on 4s with a rapid fire battle cannon is strength 8. So wounding on 3s, and that is 4 wounds.
4, 5 up in ones. Oh, we make a couple.
There you go, you made a couple. But it's 3 damage each now.
So he's down to 7 because he starts with +1.
Yep. Big Knight. Now, the guns, the spear, and the flamer on his arms are only 18 inches, but I have a shield breaker missile, which ignores invulnerable saves. So I'll fire 1 and the siege breaker cannon through the trees at that little knight now. The missile will hit on a 4, because of trees, it misses. Siege breaker cannon has 3 shots. Hit on 4s, 1 hit, and wounds at -1.
4 up save. No, takes another 2 damage.
Brilliant. Right, I've got 1 gun left to fire. I've killed a baby knight. And it is the Fury of Mars on my Knight Errant. And I can spend a 3 CP on calculated targeting, which means 6s to wound count as mortal wounds. Whatever the damage total is will count as mortal wounds. But the problem with this particular knight is, can't see any of the little ones down here. I could shoot at a big one, but I want to kill the little ones. So I'm actually going to fire in at that Helverin. Would you like to rotate Iron Shield?
Yes, I'll spend a CP to rotate Iron Shields, please.
Haven't rotated yet. So 2d3 shots with his big thermal cannon, which is 4 shots. This will be 4s to hit you. I hit you 3 times.
Ouch.
It's strength 10 now with this because it's the relic thing, but 6 is to wound. Command point. Well, at least a wound you want.
4 up in vulnerable saves.
Yes. Which you don't make. Would you like to command point that? You're going to command point.
I get it.
Brilliant. You made some saves at the end, turning it right round there. And that is the end of Knights turn 1. Good guy Knights. The Knights of the Forge. I will get 5 10 points for these 2 objectives here. Fortunately, it wasn't a complete smash. Honestly, if you'd lost 2 or 3 little knights there, it could feel a bit painful. But you've still got plenty of assets to play with. Remember, these little knights are going to recover a wound at the start of every turn. Similar orders coming out here for the Legio Astorum. Capture enemy outpost, unlikely to happen. Battlefield Supremacy, as we saw, control any 3 objectives. And extend battle lines, control their own objective, and 1 in no man's land. These 2 should be relatively easy to perform as well. Here we are after the movement phase and the command phase for the Knights of the Legio Astoria. And because you're using House Raven to represent the Legio, the Warp Runners, everything moves very, very quickly.
Yes.
Moving on to these 2 objectives for extending battle lines. And up in the middle, there's 4 little armigers backed up by the massive... What type of knight is that?
So it's Serratus class.
Yes.
And I believe it's called an Astropos.
Astropos, nice.
Yes.
So he's backing these guys up, and essentially if you kill this one off of here, and you've got a lot of guns, then that will also be Battlefield Supremacy, and then round this side is the Paladin and the Helverin. Talk about bondsman abilities and things like that.
This guy gave out his reroll 1s to hit and wound. He gave it to both Helverins.
On the right and left flanks, okay.
Because he's got Master of Vox.
Yes.
And then the Bondsman's Helm, so the +1 to wound, it's a Bondsman ability. He gave it to this Armurger Moirax here.
Yeah.
So he's got +1 to wound as well.
Okay, so these 2 +1 to wound.
I spent a CP over here. It's full tilt, it's changed slightly, so basically Armurger's basically auto advance 9, so this guy moves 21 inches.
21 inches.
Just to push him over this edge really and double up on this objective.
I like it. Okay, so we ready to shoot?
Ready to shoot.
Let's shoot. Starting with this Helverin, firing down at my Helverin, hoping to one-shot it.
Just like you did, hopefully.
Number of shots?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 shots hitting on 3s.
3s, re-rolling 1s. That's really cocked.
Yeah, that's really cocked. Okay,
One
so
miss.
6 hits, and then 4s, re-rolling 1s. No 1s to re-roll, 4 wounds come through.
-2.
I think I need to make all my invulnerable saves. I make 1, that's 9 damage, which I shrug on 6s, and in the end take 7 damage. After the Helverin shot, these 2 Warglaives here can't draw a line of sight to this injured Helverin. In fact, the only one that can is this one down here.
Correct.
So he's going to be firing in at the Helverin. Moirax with lightning locks. Hitting on 3s?
Hitting on 3s, no re-rolls, 6s double explodes. There you go.
There's 1 6.
Would be 5s to wound, but +1 to wound, so 4s to wound now.
Nice. 5 wounds?
5 wounds.
AP -1.
-2.
-2. Okay, -2, 5s. And it's 1 damage each, right?
Correct.
So he's going to be dead unless I roll a 6. I can roll a 6. I can roll a 6. He's on 1 wound remaining. Now, interestingly, even though that we've got some really big knights on the table, those are the only 2 models that can shoot at this Helverin. The importance of having very large line of sight blocking terrain on the table. Do we know where we're going to next, Sam?
We do. We're going to go with this Warglaive. The advance, but I'm Raven, so I can still shoot.
Yes.
Using his Thermal Spear into this big knight.
Thermal Spear. It's only 2 shots.
You want to rotate?
I've got this. Nah, it's just 2 shots. I've got this.
Hitting on 3s.
Yes.
Both hit.
Okay.
Strength 9.
It's 9 now. It used to be 8.
So 3s to wound.
1 wound.
1 wound, -4.
-4. 5 up and vulnerable save coming up. No.
So it's D6
+2 at half range. 15. If you're at 15, are you in 15? It looks like you're in 15.
15, yeah.
Okay.
So D6 +2
is 4
damage.
Command point?
No, we'll save it.
No. He takes 3 wounds. And they start off on +2 more, so he's on 23 remaining.
Correct.
After taking some injuries from one Moirax, we're coming around to the other Moirax. This is the one with the Volkite.
Yep, so 5 shots.
Yep. And only 2 hits. 3 hits. Strength, 5?
5, so 5's to wound, 6 are mortal in addition.
Oh.
Nothing.
Nothing. More firepower, however, coming in. This Moirax with the lightning locks can draw a line of sight. These are chunky boys here. You're firing in again.
Yep, 3s again.
Yeah.
6s explode.
You rolled 4 6s.
Yep, lots of dice. And now +1 to wound, so 4s.
With the bonded helm.
Yes, not so good.
Any mortal wounds in addition, did you say?
No, so that's the next guy.
That's the next
really
guy.
Poor roll, that is.
Okay, so these are 5 up saves.
5 up saves, 1 damage.
5 up saves. And then the shrug. He takes 4 more wounds. He's on 19 remaining. So this one's firing in. And this one does mortal wounds in addition because of...
Hit a warlord trait, basically 6s to wound to a maximum of 6 mortal wounds.
Brilliant.
In addition, basically. So hitting on 3s again.
Okay. No exploding 6s.
You're giving me all the 1s and 2s on these
It's
dice.
the same dice from the same pot.
So only 4 hits. 12 dice and then 5s.
5s. And notes... Oh.
Forget about that one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so 2 of the Moiraxes flash fired through the ruins, through the trees, and they're just tearing the crap out of buildings and rocky towers, but failing to hit their mark. So coming down the line, these 3 have fired. We've got 2 more Moiraxes, well, Helverin and Moirax, and the 2 big guns. This one's definitely charging in here.
Yes.
Is he foiling his Volkite in as well?
He is indeed.
Okay, you're in the trees, so no negatives to shoot.
So hitting on 3s.
Yes. 3 hits.
Strength 5, so 5s.
Yes.
No wounds.
No, okay, no wounds. So 2 big knights and a Helverin left.
Yes.
So I thought there'd be more knights dead in turn 1. So we're going to the Atropos. It's got a lance cutter. That thing on its right arm is actually a close combat weapon that can shoot 9 inches. And it's shooting the lance cutter down into this warglaive down here. The big graviton cannon is coming back at my knight errant, so I've rotated iron shields. The lance cutter is forced to hit the little guy in the tree.
1 shot, yeah, hitting on a 4.
I built it up and everything.
Misses.
It misses. The big one, when it fires at knights, it gets +1 to hit.
Yeah, so when he shoots Titanic, he gets +1 to hit.
Okay, so hit on 2s because I'm not as good by
Correct.
trees.
And when he shoots this guy, I have to roll a d6. On the 1 to 3, he takes d3 mortal wounds.
Should we do that first? Oh dear.
So he takes...
Can I roll for it?
You can roll for it, yeah. 2.
2.
So he takes 2.
Because it's hard to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So he's down to 28 wounds left.
26?
26 wounds left. And he's got a big gun of doom.
Yeah, d6 plus 4 shots.
Ooh. For the big 10.
So hitting on 2s.
Oh yeah. Graviton Singularity
They
Cannon.
will hit.
Strength 14.
Yep, so it will be 3s to win still, because you're on toughness 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Command point.
what else have I got it for?
I've got 4 up and burn.
No, we'll save it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
6, 4 up and buns. How much damage is the thing?
Flat 3.
Terminator killer, huh?
Yes.
4 ups. Command point. No. 9 damage. 1 minute. Yeah, command point. Okay, 6 damage. Then the shrugs. A shrug 2. Only takes 4 wounds. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Nice.
My errant is still on 22 remaining. Now we're coming across to the paladin. We have paladin on paladin firepower. It's the only thing the other paladin can see.
2d6 shots.
Yes. Rapid fire battle cat. Oh, so suddenly you're rolling the 6s.
Yes. So hitting on 3s.
Yes. That's nice. That's good.
2 miss.
That was 10 hits, yeah.
And then 4s to wound.
Yep. And that's still okay. Only 4.
wounds.
Only 4.
-2.
5 of them buns. I make 2 of them.
So 3 damage each.
Shrugs. I make 1 of them. He's on 20 wounds remaining. 21. 21?
21.
21. Starts on 26. Last thing up is the Helverin. Now you mean to charge him and kill him because you need that objective.
Yeah.
But he hasn't taken any wounds yet.
No, so they soften them up.
Soften him up with the last Helverin.
Yeah. 4d3 shots.
Yes. That's big shooting.
Big shooting. So re-rolling 1s to hit and wound.
Because of the bondsman thing. That's
job.
good because there's 3 1s right there.
It's 4s though, isn't it?
What?
'Cause
Why
you're
is
in
it
the
4s? No. I mean, you can draw a line to his base,
okay.
right, without going through any of the scenery. So it's not 4s, it is 3s.
And then strength 7, so 4s to wins.
Yep. Okay, so
wins.
you might kill him utterly here. 5 ups. That is 12 damage. Actually, I'll start off on 13, so you won't kill me utterly. And I shrug on 6s. He's on 2 wounds remaining. That's the end of the shooting phase, but 1 minute. I may have got the dense cover. I mean, he's on 2 wounds remaining. He's going to be dead anyway. But you could do a lot of GTs and things and tournaments, and you said something about dense cover.
So we pick a part of his base.
Any part.
The shooting model's base. So I pick the edge here.
Yeah.
And if I can draw a straight line from that part to all of your base without touching the dents or going through dents, then he's not -1 to hit. However, because I'm touching the dents, that would make it -1 to hit.
So it would have been -1 to hit.
Correct.
Okay, I need to remember that one. Glad. Can you come round like every week and tell me all the things I'm doing wrong?
I can try.
That is the end of the shooting phase. Are you charging?
I have got 1 charge.
1 charge?
Right here.
I think you're automatically in because you ignore terrain and things. Okay, he's hitting on 4s with 4 attacks. And strength 12, so you're winning on 3s. And that's many wounds. Right, it's -3. And it's D6 plus 2 damage against Titanic or vehicles of the ship. So I need to make both of these 6s. I don't make either of the 6s.
It is.
How many wounds? That's a bajillion wounds.
14.
I'm not going to bother with all the shrugging and the things. How many wounds is this knight on, actually?
It's on 2.
Can you auto blow up? Is there a strat for blowing up?
Check on that one. I think you can.
So CP for Noble Sacrifice, 6-inch explosion, D3 mortal wounds.
Yes.
Right? However, because he's on 2 wounds left, you did your chaplain ability, and which is everything within range of him has...
It has if they're under bondsman, they have a 5-up. If they're not, they have a 6-up, feel no pain.
Right.
It's because he has more Master of Law, it basically gives him a chaplain kind of ability, and that's the ability.
So you has he got the 5-up, feel no pain, or a 6-up?
So he's not got a bondsman, so he'll have a 6-up, feel no pain.
6-up, feel no pain. 2 wounds. D3 mortal wounds on the explosion. Here we go. For 1.
Can I roll a 6?
That's cocked. Do it again. That was like... No, you can't. So excellent. I nearly did it, and it's going to hit this fella as well, who is affected by the bondsman thing, and he takes 2, which you shrug on a 5, and that one's really cocked. No. So I did the 2 on the one that I didn't want to kill, and that one's down to 1 wound remaining, and I remove my warglaive. Telling lies, he was on 6 wounds remaining, so he loses 1 down to 5. That one's on 11, right?
Correct.
5 wounds, 11 wounds. He was dead anyway. Doing some mortal wounds to your guys, was a good thing. Oh yeah, you can pile and consolidate. We'll do that in a minute. But basically, you're on 4 objectives right now. And you get 5 points for battlefield supremacy and 10 points for attempting target. So it is 10 points each. We have lost a little knight each as we go on to Knights of the Forge. Turn 2. Actually got 10 points on the primaries at the start of my turn. I did control 1 more. So it is 20 points to 10 for my knights. I've got to kill 30 wounds worth of stuff for no prisoners and get 2 units in the enemy deployment zone for behind enemy lines. That one isn't going to happen. But storming hostile objectives, the tempting target that we've been fighting over, I could do that. So I think I'm going to burn a CP to get new orders, which is raise a banner, complete an action in no man's land. Here we are after the knight's movement phase and command phase. Everyone is bonded up again for that -1 damage thing. I'm raising a banner here, and if I storm that hostile objective that you're on, that will be 10 points. And remember, I only have to kill 30 points worth of stuff for no prisoners. So that's 1 big knight and a little knight, and bang, and I could score all 15 points this turn. Moving the paladin round here to take hold of this home objective. I've suddenly realised in turn 2, keeping the short range Valiant at the back home objectives was not the best tactical decision. He should have been running up the table. So I want the Paladin to get there and then the Valiant to be free to move forward. Because I'm using him to raise a banner, he's not going to be shooting anything. And because he's going to go charging in and hopefully kill that, potentially I'm cutting out 2 of my Warglaives. And he'll be dead. So that's a big tax to try and get hold of these points. So down this end of the battle grid, I spent a CP on Machine Spirit Resurgent on this Helverin round here, who's moving around, soften up the target, and then the Knight Crusader can go charging in and hopefully kill 2 of them. That's the plan. Push hard through the city ruins. build a bulwark down the middle of the battle grid, complete the orders coming down from high command, and hopefully withstand the reckless hate that will come back from the enemy legio. So let's start off with the shooting phase. Let's start down here with this Helverin. Because I spent a CP on Machine Spirit Resurgent, it counts as top bracket. Firing in at him. Would you like to rotate? Decisions, isn't it? Because you can only ever do it once, so it's like a tough one.
It's scary because you've got the big cannon of doom there.
I have a big cannon of doom.
Which can see basically everything.
Yeah, he's in a commanding position right now.
And
the flamer and the harpoon on the big one could also do things.
I'm going to risk it and not rotate.
You're going to not rotate?
Yeah, it went
Are
well
you sure?
last time. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Number of shots.
Oh,
OMG. Simon,
Yep.
we're not allowed to say O God in this house.
Oh, sorry.
It's O Emperor.
Oh, Emperor.
Because he is the only God. Are you a heretic or a traitor?
A heretic or a traitor?
Sorry, are you a heretic or a loyalist? Which are you?
A loyalist.
You're a
Most
loyalist.
definitely, yes.
Exactly. So it's Oh My Emperor.
Oh My
Okay?
Emperor.
Because, let's face it, there are only loyalists and then there are the dead or soon to be dead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hitting on 3s and I'm re-rolling 1s because of the bondsman thing with the Vox shouting across the battle grid. Look at all those hits. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wounding on 4s and re-rolling, that's bad. That's only 2 wounds.
I like that.
That's 2 wounds. You'll be 2 5-up saves.
5 up in buttons.
No. That's 6 damage.
Okay, so he's down to 7.
Melter. Misses. Reroll the 1. Misses. Okay, we'll ignore that. Avenger Gatling. Everything from this fella into the same injured knight. Would you like to rotate?
I'm not rotating.
You're not rotating.
No.
Stubber bounce, but let's do the heavy flamer, which is 3 auto hits, which wound on 5s, 2 wounds at -1.
Very nice.
Oh, you're okay.
I like that for later, please.
Wreathed in flame, flickering all over its ion shield. And now I've lit up the target and know which direction to shoot. The Avenger Gatling cannon goes brrr and fills you with lead. Do you remember that old strat that when you were in a certain range, the Avenger guns turns from a roll to hit to auto hit? Because it fires so many rounds.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful one. 5s to wound.
Not bad.
What's that? 5?
5, yeah.
5 top saves, each doing 2 damage.
So 5 up in buttons.
Yeah. Oh dear, that's 6 damage.
He's got 1 wound
Good man,
left.
boy.
No.
So 1 wound left.
One wound. That was it.
Okay. All right. The big giant cannon of doom. Where am I putting this one? I don't know. So we're going to move down the line and we're going to fire this Knight Warglaive into there. This is the one that's been given rerolls because you are in trees. I'm going to do the Melter Gun and the Thermal Spear all together because it damage hits and wins all the same. No, it doesn't actually. Oh yeah, it does because it's tough. Strength 8 plus, strength 8 on the Melter, strength 9 on the Thermal Spear. So this is number of shots, rerolling 1s. Wounding on a 3. I wound you.
5 up in bun. Make it on a 5.
Okay, big knight.
Big night.
Big knight.
Yeah.
Now, the melt guns, of which there are 4, can only hit that.
Yeah.
But the Siege Breaker Cannon, one of these which ignores invulnerable saves, and the other big guns, well, that's in range now.
Yes.
So I'm going to put everything else into the big one.
You're going to spend a 2 CP to rotate iron shields.
2 CP on that
2
one.
2 CP, yeah.
That's it. Is it like 1 CP on the little ones and 2 CP on the bigger ones?
Correct.
Or is it 2 CP? How much on that one?
I think it is 1 CP on all armigers and Iron Ages, 2 CP on anything else.
Okay. All right. 4 Melter Guns then. Going in to Baby Knight Morris. Because he's got a Siege Claw and he looks nasty. Okay? But you are in trees.
Correct.
I hit you once. And I don't wound you. So he's okay. Let's do a Siege Breaker Missile, which hits your big Knight of Doom. And at strength 10, wounds your big Knight of Doom. You don't get invulnerable saves against Siege Breaker Missiles. I think it's a flat D6 for 4.
Takes 4 damage.
Shield Breaker Missiles. They're 1 shot. I'll take that away. You can only fire 1 per turn as well. He's on 20 wounds left now, your Atropos. And now we're going with the Conflagration Cannon. This big Flamer of Doom on his right fist. And it's 3d6 auto. Oh, hits. At strength 7, I do 2 wounds. -2.
4 up in buns.
2 damage. Now the Thundercall Harpoon. Interestingly, beforehand it was re-rolled a hit against big stuff. Yeah. Now it's just +1 to hit. So I needed 2.
Correct.
I'm going to command point that. Because it's 2s to hit, and it's strength 16, so it's 2s to wound, and it's a flat 10 damage. So I wound, and that was a 2 to hit and a 2 to wound.
4 up invulnerable save.
Yeah.
That's cocked, I think.
No, that's a 4.
You sure?
Yeah, it's definitely a 4. Look at that. Flat camera, that's a 4. You're good. The harpoon thumps through the trees and pings off the iron shield, and then the cannon thuds in as well and did no damage. So he's managed to weather that storm. Now I've got a paladin and my knight errant, and him in close combat versus... See, I think I need to soften him up as well, just in case this charge doesn't work. And I need to storm that hostile objective. Mind you, it's down to 5 wounds remaining, so I should be able to... And I've got +1 to hit and +1 to wound with this thing. Oh, sorry, reroll hit rolls, 1 reroll. I should be able to kill him in close combat. But then you're going to interrupt somewhere. But he's got a 4-up invulnerable save, so he can take close combat. So I'm good. So the paladin. What do I fire the paladin at? I don't know. He's rotated iron shields, right?
Yes.
Helverin? Shall I fire a Helverin over there? Is it bothering me? It is -1 to hit, but everything the paladin's firing at is -1 to hit. I don't know. 1, 2, 3 fires that way. 4, 5, 6 he fires that way. What does Zinch tell me? Zinch says fire this way, and you know what I've learned? Never listen to Zinch. I'm going to fire that way at the Helverin. 2d6 auto. The number of shots. 6 shots. I need another dice. 4s to hit the Helverin. I hit him 3 times, and 3s to wound him. I wound him 3 times.
5 up invuns.
And you make 2.
This takes 3 damage, down to 10.
Right then, the Fury of Mars. The stubber is going to try and take the last wound off of this. And the thermal cannon, might as well shoot that one who's right there.
This
I
one?
think. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
I think that one. I don't know. I can't see that one. He's behind a ruin.
Yeah, so this one.
So that one. Yeah. Do I do the CP thing, making it more... Nah, because... Nah. Okay, stubber coming in this way. 3s to hit him. Stubby, stubber. 5s to wound him. If you could fail one of those 3-up saves, that would be lovely. You fail one of the 3-up
I've not
saves?
used the CP yet.
You haven't used the CP reroll, no.
You've got a big melter cannon
I've got
Doom.
a big melter cannon of Doom.
But I want him alive.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh, he's only on 1 wound left.
Yeah, but then he just puts all his attacks in there. And then
I do, yeah. Then I put all my attacks in that one.
So I'm actually going to command point a heavy stubber.
Okay.
Big
And
save.
it passes. The stubber spanks off the hull, and now the Fury of Mars. 2d3 shots into that last Moirax or something.
Yeah,
That's
Moirax.
Moirax. 4 shots. 3s to hit him. 3 hits. Strength 10.
3s to wounds.
1 wound.
5 up. No.
And this is d6 plus 4 for 7 damage. And that's the end of my shooting phase. The Knights of the Forge have sprayed fire all across this battle grid, injuring, but not taking out any targets at the end of the shooting phase. So I mean to do that in the fight phase. This Warglaive will charge in there. Are you overwatching with your Volkite?
No overwatch there.
Okay. And he goes a long way. And then my Knight Crusader, Warden, one of them will charge these 2. And that's a 6. Ooh, yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
Chunk, the Knight Warden, goes in, but we'll start over here. Now, because of my chivalric order, I've got +1 to hit, because I'm virtuous, right? Not virtuous, honoured right now. So I'm hitting you on 2s with the Overham Sweep. And I'm re-rolling 1s because of the bonded thing, the orders across the newer sphere. I'm winning you on 3s.
Spent 12, yep.
And re-rolling 1s. And there's 2 2s. He's only got... How many wounds left?
5, and it's flat 3 damage, -4, so he just dies.
Is it?
Yep.
-4.
-4.
Brilliant.
So do I explode?
Do you explode?
No.
Negative.
Crumples.
And with that, I've stolen this tempting target and keep knocking over the trees at the end of the battle grid. Would you like to pay to interrupt with your siege claw down here?
I think I am.
1 wound
The
remaining.
issue is on 1 wound, he's got +1 to hit.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of CP, so I'm going to spend the 2 CP to interrupt.
Okay. Right, so you are spending the 2 CP to interrupt this Morax,
Yeah.
stepping forward with his siege claw. Tell me what's going on.
So 2 CP to interrupt, and
Yep.
then I spent 1 CP on pack tactics.
Right.
Because there's 2 armigers within engagement range, each armiger now, for the rest of the phase, will have +1 attack.
Okay.
So it's 5 attacks,
Yes.
hitting on 5s.
Isn't it 4s? Because he's injured, but you get +1 attack.
So I get +1 attack.
Yeah.
I've got
+1 to hit.
So he's in on 5s, +1 to hit with the order.
Yeah.
The siege clause -1 to hit. So
Okay.
it just equals itself.
So it's
out.
back to 5s.
Back to 5s.
Right. He hits 3 times.
3 times.
That's scary.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
And strength 12, so 3s.
Yeah.
More so, not so much. Yeah, go on, command point.
And this will put you down to 4.
Yeah, 2 wins, eh?
Right. The Knight Warden is the one with the 4-up invulnerable save in close combat.
Yes.
4s. Make 1 fail 1. How much damage does it do again?
D6 +2.
Command point. D6 +2 coming through them. For 4 damage.
4 damage.
And I shrug them on 6s. I don't shrug any. Okay, I've got 4 attacks.
Yep.
I'm hitting on 2s because of my knightly thing.
Yep.
And it's 6 damage.
6 damage.
With no save.
AP4, yeah.
So let's put 2 there, 2 there. Let's kill them both.
Yep.
Okay, on the injured one. 2s to hit him. Bam, bam. 2s to wound him. Dead.
Does he blow up?
Please don't blow up.
No.
Oh, I saw it for a moment. And then 2 strikes with his chainsword on this one. On 2s. Smash, mash. 2s to wound with no saves.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yep.
And he's dead. I killed both of them.
Does he explode?
Smash, mash. And that one doesn't blow up as well. And we finally have a couple more targets taken out by the Knights of the Penitent Forge. And in turn 1, we took out 1 baby knight each. But in turn 2, I took out 2 here with a perfectly planned execution from the Baron himself. And from this little wall glaive over here as well. Which means I've stormed the hostile objective there. I've raised the banner on this objective here. And I've killed 30 wounds with a perfect secondaries. 15 points on the secondaries.
Yep, I'm in trouble.
How many primaries are you on now? You're on 5-10 as well. You're on.
You that's contested, so yeah.
This one's contested?
Yeah, you've got your armor grenades.
1,
5 models.
2, 3. You're only on 1.
Only in 1. 5
Ooh.
points.
So the Knights of the Forge are in the lead. I have put a number of my choice targets in threat range, however. Still a long way to go as we go on to the Legio Astorum, the Warp Runners Knights.
Yes, Legio Astorum.
The ones that help out the Warp Runners, who, let's face it, are the coolest type. They are the coolest type of Legion, by the way. They teleport down. Everyone brings the coffin ships that go whoop onto the battle and then blow off the door and walk, which would be an impressive sight, watching a skyscraper fall from the heavens and a walking machine coming out of it. But even more scary of that would be something ripping their way, and their teleportation tech as well. It's like Gellerfield weird stuff. So it's warp flares.
Yeah, it's very, it's Dark Age of technology.
It's like a horror show of light and colours and sounds and screams and ghostly images, and then this monster machine comes walking out of it.
Yeah.
It's just epic. Anyway, those guys have knights. We're going into the knights of those guys, turn 2. Here are the Legio Astorum's orders. Attempting target, same as before. I nominate an objective that they need to control. And no retreat, no surrender. Don't fail morale is easy. And don't move off an objective they control. And complete an action in my deployment zone. That one is unlikely in this turn. For those that are wondering, Sam N did spend a CP to burn one of these and get another one down. So this is as good as it gets for orders right now. Here we are after the Knights of the Legio Astorum's movement and command phase. You're staying in range of this objective with this Halverin round here because of no retreat, no surrender. A tempting target, however, is this one down here, and I'm crowding it out. So that one isn't going to happen this turn, and neither is deploy teleport homers. And honestly, it looks like there's been some tactically repositioning going on over here. You've been pushing back a little bit.
Pull back out your charge range, really, and just shoot you off some objectives and get some points back my side.
You rolled for your 5-up, feel no pain shrug, which he's given out for 6 inches.
Yeah.
You are on 1-2 objectives, so I'm on more than you.
So I need to kill this guy.
You shoot me off 1.
My bondsman's gone to both Helverins.
Yes.
And it's gone to the guy on 7 wounds here for the +1 to wound.
Okay.
So this guy, he's on +1 to wound here.
Okay. So orders shouted out across the Vox links to the different knights, positioning in a nice line here to take on the Knights of the Forge in the shooting phase. Right, we're opening up the shooting phase down this end of the battle grid, trying to take out my Knight Warden. So I'm rotating iron shields, and you have 2d3 shots, 4d3 shots for 5 shots.
Not great. Hitting on 3s.
Yep. Reroll the 1s.
Reroll the 1 for the teaching. Nope. And then wounding on 5s.
Yes, sir. Any?
Just 1.
Just 1. 4 up save. Which a fail.
3 damage.
Which a shrug. I shrug one of them. The Warden's on 14 wounds left. Now we're coming down to this Helverin. What's the other one doing?
So Helverin, he's going to do a bit of split firing because it always goes well. He's split firing every gun.
Okay.
So one of his auto cannons is going into the 2 wound armor go back there.
Okay.
One's going into the big guy on this objective.
Yes.
And his melter gun, which is 12 inches, is going to go to the right next to him.
Which will be -1 to hit because of the trees thing.
Correct.
Which you schooled me on.
So we will start with trying to finish off this Helverin.
Right, okay.
For 2d3 shots.
For 4 shots, right. Shooting all the way across the battle grid and...
Hitting on 3s.
Everything hits.
And then wounding on 4s.
Yes.
Ooh, 3 wounds.
I need to make all my events.
Yes, -2, 3 damage. You reduce the damage, but yeah.
Oh yeah, reduce the damage because I'm bonded.
Correct, so it's 4 damage.
Okay. And if I... Which we forgot first time, but we forgot. Yeah, but we've got it now. Yep. So I need to make 3 6s. I don't make any 6s. He dies and doesn't blow up. Just falls over and goes, meh.
Very nice.
And then the other 2d3 shots into the Knight Warden. For 5 shots this time. That's he's got his aim in. It's
knocking over terrain there.
That happens all the time. We've been moving Therese around. They're really annoying on this table with knights and chonky
big
things.
Knights. So this gun hitting on 3s again.
Yep.
Re-rolling the 1s.
Those are 3 1s. Look.
So 1 miss.
Okay.
But it is 5s to win because it is only strength 7.
Yes.
That's 3 wins.
Oh. 4 up and runs.
Makes all 3.
What a boss. Nice. He ducks. He cover. He doesn't duck and cover. Have you ever played Titanfall?
No.
Titanfall, they've got like a shield, and then you can direct it. That's like it's just like rotating iron shields. Yeah. Nice. So if it's coming in, you can put the shield up to block it that way. The shield in the Iron Titanfall as well. What it does is it catches the incoming missiles, and you can throw them back again. So after the Helverin fall, we're coming all the way down here to the Knight Astro Pass. The las cutter going into the little one, and the big graviton gun coming down into the Warden.
Yes. Let's start with the little one.
Okay.
So he's in the terrain, so he's hitting on 3s.
Yep. Oh.
He misses.
Oh.
And then when I shoot the big singularity cannon, I have to roll a d6. 1, 2, 3 takes d3 mortal wounds. Now he's fine.
Okay.
And it's d6 plus 4 shots.
Yes, don't roll a 10 again. Oh, we rolled a 9, so at least it's not a 10.
Slowly losing power in it. Hitting on 2s.
Because it's Titanic, everything hits.
Very nice.
Strength 14.
3s to wound.
Scary spice. Who's your favourite spice girl?
It's a bit before my time.
What do you mean it's before your time?
Early 2000s.
You're like not a day below 60. Okay, who's your favourite member of One Direction?
One Direction?
Yeah.
I don't really listen to One Direction.
Why not? It's great, One Direction. Like, I'm a big, yeah.
Harry Styles, maybe? Is that
no,
one?
I mean, everyone likes Harry. You can't just like Harry.
I don't know any of the other ones, that's the issue.
4s.
Uh-oh.
It's a lot of damage, isn't it?
3 damage each, so it's 12 damage.
How many wounds is he on left?
14 left.
Oh dear. Well, now's the time to command point, isn't it? Yay. See, the thing is, about having shrugs on something with so many wounds, it gives you lots of opportunities to shrug. So, lots of 6s coming up. 2 6s coming up. It takes 7 wounds. The Warden is on 7 wounds remaining. Now, because he's a big Titan, or something with lots of wounds, the Moiraxes can shoot through at him if they want to. With all their 1 damage weaponry? Is that the plan?
It's the plan. I've got to plink it off some way, so I
do what to it?
There. Plink the wounds off.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah,
it sounds nice.
So this guy's got +1 to wound.
Okay.
He's still on his top bracket because he healed 1. So hitting on 3s.
And 6s count as 3 hits.
Yeah. So 1 +1 to wound.
Yeah.
So 4s.
Okay. Oh,
it's just weight of dice, really. It's very good, actually. So all those -2, 1 damage.
5 up and runs, 4 up and runs. Rotate my iron shields. Thank you. Okay, shrugs. That was a 6. Shrugs on these. You ready?
Shrugs 1.
He's got 2 wounds left. Firing the second one.
Yep.
Trying to take him out.
He's got +1 to wound because he has the Bondsman's Helm, which just gives it to him automatically.
Right, okay.
So it's 12 shots again.
It's just 2 wounds. But we have seen that these things sometimes hit for days and sometimes completely whiff.
Yeah, it's one way or the other normally. Yeah. So hitting on 3s.
No 6s, please. Oh, there's 3 6s. Because you end up getting more hits than you have shots.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
It's very nice. Especially if you give them the re-rolls.
Yeah.
Ones to hit and wound. Like they kind of go nuts, especially into like squishy stuff like Eldar.
Yeah.
I like killing Eldar.
I like killing Eldar. It's one of my favourite pastimes. Look at those 4s.
+1 to wound, baby.
Many, many 4-ups.
It's not bad.
Not enough 4-ups.
How many shrugs? Can you shrug it?
How many wounds has he got left? 2.
Oh.
Now, 1 minute. I've got a great idea. Right, it's a House Tyrannus strat that costs 2 CP, our darkest hour, and you do it at the end of the phase, but I'm going to do it now because we're filming the show.
It comes back at the end of the phase, yeah.
Yeah. On a 4+, he'll come back in.
Yeah.
Cost 2 CP. Have I thrown 2 CP in the pot for no reason, or does he come back up on 3 wounds remaining? And the other thing to mention is you can only use this once per battle.
Yeah.
So do I keep my life alive on a 50-50 chance? Hear me, Zinch. Lord of Change. I worship you. I hate you, Zinch. I hate you. The Emperor protects. I mean, who plays Thousand Suns anyway? Crappy army. Yeah. I mean, Zinch, much better play Death Guard. We're Imperial all the way through. Right, what are we doing next?
So we're going to...
He's fired. You've got an Armiger and the big Armiger and the Paladin. You've got Armiger and the Paladin.
I want to get rid of. Let's start putting some hurt into this big guy here.
Right.
So he's going to put his battle cannon into your knight errant.
You shoot me in the back.
Yes.
I would. While his back's turned, definitely shoot him in the back.
So it's 2d6 shots.
Okay.
For 9. So hitting on 3s.
Yes.
3 miss.
Okay. 6 hits there.
Strength 8, toughness 8.
Yes.
So 4s.
Okay. 4 wounds. 5 wounds. 5 wounds.
2.
5 up saves. Each of these doing 3 damage. So that's 9. Which I'll try and shrug. I shrug 2 of them, taking 7. The Errant is on 16 wounds remaining. Now we're on to the last Moirax here. Firing through into the Paladin.
Yeah.
With a bajillion shots.
He's got no bonuses here, so he's just hitting on 3s, winning on 5s.
Okay.
6s obviously explode.
And there's 4 6s. So those 4 6s count as 12 hits. Thumps. Oh. Right, this is the mortal wound guy.
Yep.
So these are mortal wounds in addition, right?
Yeah.
So shrugging or normal things. So that is
3 go through.
3 go through.
And then you've got 6 shrugs.
You don't shrug the mortal wounds.
Oh, because it's
so that's 6 damage plus the 2 others. 6, 7 damage in total. Sorry, past a shrug. 5 damage instead of 7. This one's down to 17 wounds remaining. Basically, everyone's injured here, except for the big one. Except for the really big one. And now you've got... Well, actually, this one isn't injured either.
He's about to die, though.
He's about to die. That's the end of the shooting phase. You're going to charge in?
Yes.
Should I overwatch? I'm not going to overwatch. Moving those trees around again. So the Atropos manages to make the charge. He's going to attack with his Las Cutter because you are honoured right now.
Correct.
4 attacks hitting on 2s.
Yes. So 2s.
And it's strength 14. Sorry, strength 12. But you re-roll all wounds against vehicles.
So to wound.
Winning on 3s. And this re-rolls all fair wounds against vehicles. Okay, 3. So that's 18 wounds.
-4?
Yeah.
No invulnerable.
No. Can I make a lot of 6s?
Hopefully not. Oh.
Not enough 6s. No. And it blows up. Interesting. So this is going to do D3, D3, and D3 mortal wounds, but you have some shrugs to this.
Indeed.
At the end of the fight phase, the other Moirax that charged moved 3, piled in 3, consolidated 3, and is blocking the pass. And that makes it very interesting because you wiped out the Warden over here.
Yep.
And so this is the footprint of my army. I have 4 models remaining, but you have 4 models remaining stood in front of me. And another 2 and another 1.
Yes.
And the big bad boy's on 20 wounds
20
remaining.
wounds, and the Paladin here is still on 26. He's not been shot even.
So you definitely outnumber me with models, which means you outnumber me with wounds. But as for secondaries, let's take a look at some points. Right, you will get the no retreat, no surrender objective. We don't have to worry about until the end of my turn. That's when you normally score it, which gives you up to 15 on the primaries and 15 on the secondaries, 5 on the primaries. 20 points to my 35. So I'm 15 points in the lead for now. But you need models to score these objectives. And I'm running out of models as we go on to the Knights of the Forge, turn 3. I picked up 10 more points on the primaries at the start of my turn, and here are the orders. Kill 3 things in close combat for blood and guts. Bring down the big gun, the Atropos. That will be 5 points. And defend my stronghold. Make sure that the enemy doesn't take hold of it by the end of my turn. Movement phase is very quick. I've only got 4 models. The Paladin is trying to defend the stronghold, and the idea is to bring down the big one. Lots and lots of guns will come into the big one. I know I'm telling you can rotate iron shields, but obviously I'm going to be trying to bring it down.
I don't want him to die.
And then the Warglobe steps in the gap, so you can't just charge through and kill one of my knights. And he's got the reroll hit rolls on, reroll wound rolls are 1. And I know you need that objective there. So I'm hoping to put enough firepower in to kill him, and then the Knight Errant can shoot that way. If I kill him, you'll only be on 1 objective, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's very interesting. So let's try and bring it down. Would you like to rotate iron shields?
Well, yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
Let's shoot everything at him. Starting off with, I'm going to put the little melter from him into that knight.
Yeah.
Because it's half range, and then the thermal spear into him. So we'll do the little melter, which misses. Okay, sorry for wasting everyone's time. Here's the thermal spear, both hits. And it will strength 9 now, and reroll once. So 2 wounds with the thermal spear.
Make both the saves.
You make both of the saves. That's the little knight done. We're on to super huge knight, thunder coil, harpoon and everything. Here's the siege breaker cannon. It has 5 shots. It hits on 3s and wounds on 5s. Okay, 1 wound. Make a save. Shield breaker missile.
Yep.
Straight in. And hits. And wounds. No save. D6
save.
damage. For 1 damage. Well, it's a D.
Left. You want them?
No, that's fine. Just 1 more wound.
Down to 19.
Let's set you on fire, so then the thunder coil harpoon will definitely hit. Here is the conflagration cannon. Number of shots. I say number of shots. Auto hits, which wound you on 5s. It's 5 wounds at -2. So 4 up saves.
4 up invulnerables.
Each doing 2 damage.
Ouch.
That's 6 damage. I just, you just reminded me of the melt guns. Let's do the melt guns. How many wounds have you got left? He's got
13.
13, my lucky number. Melter guns, which wound on 4s. 2 wounds. You make both of those saves.
Good.
Thunder coil harpoon. Hits on a 2.
Yep.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Last time it bounced off your iron shield. And this time it hits. And it'll wound on a 2. This is why I didn't CP reroll, because this is... Okay, it wounds.
4 up invulnerable. Bounce.
Still on 13 wounds. Remaining. Rapid fire battle cannon from the Paladin. We'll do the stubbers in a second. That will go thumping in. Thugunk, thugunk, thugunk. On... That's pretty cocked.
That's 5, 6.
That's 7 shots.
Sure.
Which will hit on 3s and will wound on 4s. A wound, I was about to say 2.
4 up.
Can you stop making the invulnerable saves? I have bring it down.
Saving my CP as well.
I need to kill the thing. You haven't even done a CP reroll yet.
No.
1 minute. Then we did a bunch of stubbers. They bounced. So we're on to this. Now, I've got 2 CP. I could do the mortal wound strat. But then I won't have any CP to rotate iron shields or anything like that. So, no, I won't do it. And it's 6s to wound, count as mortal wounds anyway. So I'm probably not going to roll a 6. But let's roll to hit.
Uh-oh. Command point?
Hello, Editing Winters here. Well, that happened. The errant didn't do anything. And then I seem to have lost some footage. My little knight went charging into the other little knight in the charge phase, hit it, wounded it, and that footage is gone. And now we've got the shrugs at the end of that. Was the only charge. Now we've got the shrugs from Sam N coming up. Sorry. Shrugs.
So with the mental teaching,
Yeah.
shrugs 4.
4 of them. What a boss. So he's on 5 wounds remaining. So the Moirax kicked back and did no damage, and that is the end of the Penitent Forge's turn 3, and I haven't reduced the amount of reckless hate that is rampaging down towards me. I'm ditching all of those objectives, don't like them, except for hold my one. If I hold that objective there, I will get 5 points at the end of Sam N's turn. So I finished turn 3 on 45 points. You're going to get 10 on the primaries.
Yep.
So it's 30 points to the bad guy knights. You're
Good
the bad
guys.
guy. No, you're the bad guy now.
Definitely the good guys.
You're on 30 points. I'm on 45 points, but let's find out what the orders are.
Yep.
For the bad guys. Here are the orders for the Legio Astorum. Hold the line. Make sure that I have no units within 6 inches of the board edge at the end of my turn. Grind them down, kill more than me over the course of an entire battle round, and a tempting target is still live. Here we are after Legio Astorum's movement phase. Tried to advance all the way onto this objective here. Ended up staying on that one round here. All 3 of the things.
I spent a CP,
yes.
So he could move 21 inches. So he's just run across and taken this objective off you because his objective secured.
Yeah, so that puts me down to 1 objective, and it does get you the tempting target objective as well. So you will get 5 points for that. Bit of a roadblock here though.
I've fallen out of combat with this armiger.
Okay.
So I'm going to lose an honour point for that.
Okay.
However, I'm going to charge and kill lots of stuff here now, hopefully.
Hopefully. So the plan probably is to shoot the crap out of him and then charge through, which we shall see.
I think we're going to try and focus down this knight errant.
Right.
So we're going to start with this Atropos, and because he's healed a wound at the end of my turn,
yes.
he's back up to top bracket, and he's going to fire into this knight errant.
Okay. It is
and
worth
obviously the close range weapon will go into the guy. Just
sure. It's worth mentioning as well that the shrug that he gives out, you failed the dice roll this time.
Yeah, it's a 3+.
Okay, so grind them down, kill more. Stop me getting in your deployment zone or within 6 inches of your board edge actually at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
A potential to come back here. You have the models to do it.
Indeed.
So let's start the shooting phase. So the last cutter is coming into the Warglaive, the big graviton gun into the errant, and I'm rotating iron shields on that one. Okay.
So the last cutter
Last cutter.
Hits.
Wounds on a 3.
I think a 3. Definitely wounds on a 6.
I make the save.
Very nice.
And then D6 plus...
So this is if he takes the more wounds.
Right. He does.
So he takes D3, 4, 3.
The big 3.
So he's now middle bracket, but the shooting's done at the beginning, so he's still operating on this top bracket for the shooting attack.
Yes.
So it's...
This is what happens when you tinker with weapons from the Dark Age
yes.
of technology.
So
how many shots do you get?
It's D6 plus 4. For 2.
Finally.
6.
Only a short number. It's definitely draining power.
It's definitely, yeah. All the shooting.
All rotating his shields last turn, but
they all
everything hit.
And it's strength 12.
Yeah.
So 3's to wound.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Only 3 wounds. Come on, boy.
I'm going to save it for the battle cannon.
And make an invulnerable save.
It's 3 damage each.
Yeah, which I need to shrug. And I don't shrug any. The errant's on 11. He's going to get lit up from the Helverin.
Yeah, this guy's got Bondsman from Master of the Rocks. So rerolling 1s to hit and wound. This is the amount of shots. Hitting on 3s.
3s to hit, rerolling 1s didn't help you. 5s to wound, rerolling 1s. 2 wounds?
2 wounds, minus 2.
3 damage comes through, right?
Yep.
I need to shrug one of them. He's on 11 wounds left. He's on 8 wounds remaining. Have you got any more shots coming into him?
We've got lots of shots.
Oh dear.
So we'll start with this Moirax.
Right.
And he was given the Bondsman ability from this one.
Okay.
So he's got +1 to wound.
Okay.
So
many shots?
Hitting on 3s. No 6s.
No 6s. I'm very glad to see that. But +1 to wound, right?
+1 to wound, so 4s to wound.
Okay.
It
5?
is 5 at -2.
5 for up saves. And then shrug. Oh.
Oh, nice.
Okay. He's still on 8 wounds left. The other one?
Yeah, we'll do the same.
He advanced though, right?
Yes, but I'm Raven, so
yeah.
I ignore that.
You ignore all that shenanigans and you just fire
rubbish.
in
We
anyway.
just shoot, yeah. Like Harlequins.
And who likes them, eh?
Exactly. So all these ones miss, and then these 2 6s explode. So they all hit.
They all hit in the end.
Lovely.
I like it.
And then he's got +1 because he's got the relics.
Yes.
4s.
Oh, only 4.
Only 4.
That could have been better. Don't worry, I'll fail all these saves. Apart from the one I passed. And the known shrug. 5 wounds left. He's got 5. He's hanging in there.
We'll go straight on to that Helver in there.
Right.
He's going to shoot into him as well.
So, you know, like when your big guy was caught in a crossfire and didn't lose any wounds?
Yeah.
So now this is the moment when I'm going to make all the saves. So you might as well not shoot into him anymore.
No.
You shouldn't. I'm going to make all the saves. Trust.
I'll give it a go.
All right, okay.
Obviously, because mine are better.
Okay.
I'll make all the saves.
Well,
So this is the shots.
You're the bad guys.
No.
No, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
This is strength 7, but he is re-rolling 1 to hit and wound.
Hear me, glorious Omnissiah.
That's not bad. And then 5s.
Is that 4 wounds?
That is 4 wounds, -2, flat 3 damage each.
And I've got 5 wounds left.
Got to make a few of these. Uh-oh.
I think he's got to make 12 shrugs. Yeah, he didn't make the 12 shrugs. And he doesn't blow up either. And the last thing left to fire was the big bad battle cannon. Paladin on paladin action. Here we go.
2d6 shots.
For 4.
I've got lots of CP. We're going to CP that.
Okay. For 8. That's
nice.
doubled the number of shots. That was a perfect use of the command point there. 3s.
3s and 4s.
Okay.
Missed 3 times.
5 hits.
And then 4s to wound. Ooh,
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
5 up saves. And that's 3 damage. Shrug. That's 2 damage. And at the end of the shooting phase, the Errant is dead. The Paladin is down to 16 wounds remaining. The big knight, however, the Castellan knight, is so far untouched. Now we have a charge coming up. Both of these.
Yeah, Helverin and the Big Knight again.
Okay.
So Helverin is in with an 11.
Yes.
And Big Knight
is in with a 4. Starting off with the Atropos, he is bracketed now, but he's hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s still because, honoured.
Mm-hmm. And he hit all the times.
Lovely.
Strength 12.
So winning on 3s, re-rolling because you're a vehicle.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah. Oh.
So that's 24 damage at -4.
I'm not going to shrug. I'm not going to roll all these shrugs.
Can you blow up again?
Yes. Yes, I can. D3 and D3. An absolutely brutal turn there from the Legio Astorio, leading me down to 2 engines left. It's 35 points to 45. I'm winning by 10 points because you did pick up a tempting target, but you should get an extra 5 points for grind them down, and you should get an extra 5 points for hold the line at the end of my turn. So it should be 45 points each at the end of my turn, depending on my secondaries. However, I will get 5 points for this one down here. And I draw 3 more orders. But how many orders will I be able to complete with just two machines left? Let's find out in Knights of the Forge, turn 4. 1 minute. I defended my stronghold as well, so I do get 5 points for that. So I am up to 30 points on the secondaries. Can only get 15 more points. Investigate site. Not going to do that one. I'd get 2 CP at the start of turn as well because I'm on. Extend battle lines. Control my objective and 1 in no man's land. Could get 5 points for that. And area denial is going to be tough as well. But it is 55 points to 35 right now. Like I said, you should get 10 points for those 2 there. I think at this stage in the game, I just need to try and kill as much as possible. Okay, Sam, I got this. If I kill that thing there, I'll extend my battle lines, right?
Yeah.
So kill that with shooting. Kill the big guy with shooting. Should have kept bring it down. Because he's too scary. Well, both of them can one-shot a knight when they charge through. But kill him with shooting. And then kill him in close combat. Kill these 3 models, right?
Yep.
And then hold on to the lead. And hopefully you don't score so many points at the end of the game. So we need to shoot some guns. So, I think it's better to kill that with him. So he's firing his rapid battle cannon into that little one. Do you want to rotate?
No, I'll save it for the big guy, I think.
2d6 shots for Snake Eyes. Let's spend a CP for the 11
That's
shots.
much better.
3s to hit the baby. Oh, dear. 4 hits. And 3 wounds.
Could kill him.
3 5-up saves.
5 up in ones.
That is 6 damage.
Got 2 remaining.
It's on 2 remaining. Let's do some stubbers. I'm desperate. I'm scraping the barrel here. Stubbers almost did it last time. 3 more wounds. And he's got 2 remaining.
No AP though, so 3 ups.
He's on 1
wound
remaining. How frustrating is that? So what we'll do then is the cannon will definitely kill him, he says.
Wow. I've seen your shooting.
And then all the other shots are going to go into that one.
Yep, so
Okay.
I'll rotate iron shields on the big guy.
Here's the cannon. It has 3 shots. And I hit twice. And I don't wound. It looks like I'm going to have to kick him. Because he doesn't have any close combat weapons,
No.
he just kicks. Okay, here's the 4 melters into the big knight. You've rotated iron shields.
Yeah.
You can't dodge all of these. Well, you can if I miss. And I do wound.
4 up in 1. That's cocked.
Let's get it on the thing for this.
Makes it.
He makes it. Okay, the last shield breaker missile hits. Doesn't wound.
Come on, boy.
Yeah, command point. It does wound. I did spend it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I can't. So that's the shield. Okay, so we're down to the conflagration cannon, which has 9 shots. Which wound on 5s. 2 for vulnerable saves, please.
Make one.
He does 2
he's
more
down to
wounds.
7.
He's down to 7.
Down to 7.
So what you're saying is if 3rd time's the charm with this thunder coil harpoon,
Yep.
if I hit and I wound and you fail the 4 up and run with a reroll that you haven't spent yet,
I will die.
he will die. So you're saying there's a chance.
There's definitely a chance.
2s.
Hits.
2s.
Wounds.
Wounds. 4 up and run. 3rd time's the charm. 3rd time is not the charm. It
No luck with
bounces
that yet.
off the dude. So now we charge. He will charge there. And Snake Eyes. And have to command point reroll that. Because I need to extend battle lines.
Just about. You can do 1 wound.
I can only do 1. I don't know. And the Paladin will charge
Yeah,
that
he's in.
and stay within range of my objective there. Starting with the Paladin, okay? Because I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
So starting with the Paladin. 4 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Killing on 2s. And that is 24 wounds off your little knight.
Yep, he's dead. Does he blow up?
Please don't.
Yes, everything's blowing up.
Oh,
He's going to do D3 to my guy as well.
okay. So D3 to your guy. For 3 more.
Okay.
And then we'll do my dudes. He's on 17 right now.
So, he takes
So he's
2.
down to 15.
And then the big guy takes 3.
Takes 3. He's finally lost some wounds and he's on 27 left. You don't shrug mortal wounds. So the Valiant is going to try and kick you to death. He's got 1 wound. And his feet do 2 damage now. You don't do the tap dance anymore. You just get the 4 attacks. He hits on 3s because of...
+1 because you're chivalric.
Yeah, it would be 4, but it's 3s.
Yeah.
I need 1 of these to get through. So I'm going to spend my last command point. So I hit both times, and I'm going to get 2 new dice. To wound on 3s. And if you could fail a 5-up save...
And it is AP -2.
Yes. I
So
kill it.
5 up.
I need this for the points.
And I've got 1 CP left.
You do.
Come on, point.
Command point.
No.
Yay!
Does he blow up?
Please don't blow up.
No.
It doesn't blow up. So at least I've extended my battle lines and got rid of 2 more of the little knights, which leaves 2 little knights over here and 2 big knights over here, and they're poised for a charge. And knight on knight action on the charge, well, the knight that charges wins. Now, some interesting things. I did extend battle lines and managed to control area denial. I get that. But you've got defend your outposts, hold the line and grind them down.
Yeah.
Well, you did get grinded down. You killed 2 things. And I killed 2 things. You haven't killed more than me.
Yeah, that's true.
So that actually, and then you're going to get 10 points on the primary.
10 on the primary.
So working out all the points, before we go on to the Legio Storum's turn 4. Legio Storum's on 50 points. I'm on 65 points. You'll be on 50 points at the start of your turn 4.
Yep.
I'm on 65. I'm in harm's way. You're 15 points behind. Let's see if you can bring it home in the bad guys. Turn 4.
Even.
Here are the orders for the Legio Storum. Secure no man's land. Any 2 objectives in no man's land. Easy to do. Area denial. Take out my Castellan. Not so easy to do. And area denial. Also not so easy to do. Some rough orders from for the Legio here. So the 2 big knights squeeze shoulder to shoulder to make it between these 2 rocky outcrops, rocks tumbling down, dust piling up, and the 3 other knights are aiming for the kill. Starting with this Moirax shooting through the legs of the big fellas into the paladin.
Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s for the bondsman.
Yes.
Lots of 2s.
Lots
That's
of
a good
2s.
start.
That's like my dice rolling.
However, luckily, those 6s double explode, so I only miss once.
Okay.
And then no +1 to wound.
Right.
So it's 5s to wound.
Okay.
6s are mortal wounds in addition.
Okay. So there's 2 mortal wounds in addition.
That one. Okay. So 3 mortal wounds in addition.
Right.
And 5 saves.
5 saves. 5 saves of 5s. So 3 get through, which I can shrug. And I shrug one of them.
So 5 damage in total.
He's down to 12 remaining. Shooting him again?
Yeah.
What with Helverin over there?
Helverin over here.
Helverin over there, number of shots.
Hitting on 3s.
Rerolling the 1s.
Yep.
Okay, so 7 hits. 5s to wound, rerolling 1s.
Come on.
There's 2 1s.
2 1s. Need something here. No wounds.
Negative. The shots from the Helverin bounce. So you rinsing and repeating with the third fella?
I think we're going to go with that.
Or is he going into that one?
No, he'll go into the... I need to finish off that paladin.
Right, okay. The idea is to kill him, charge the other one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be 12 shots. There's no buffs on this guy, so it's just 3s exploding 6s.
And there's 2 6s.
3 6s.
3 6s.
So you get a load of additional hits.
Right.
But
5s to win.
5s to win because the bondsman with the +1 is dead.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh, that's many. I see dead people. 9. 5 up saves. That was lucky, wasn't it?
That's good.
And then shrugs. He's on 8 wounds left. Okay, now on to the big boys. Paladin, putting battle cannon and melter cannon into my paladin.
So melter gun into the paladin.
And you are in metal range.
Hits.
Can you wound?
4.
No.
No. And then the battle cannon for 9 shots. Hitting on 3s.
Okay.
Couple miss.
6 hits there.
And then 4s.
And
4
4
wins. -2.
-2, 5 up saves. I would be rotating, but I can't rotate because he's really injured. He's on 8 wounds. How many can he shrug? 2 of them. He's on 4 wounds left. He's still alive. Standing there. Defiantly. What is your Atropos going to do?
He's going to shoot him as well.
What, with all the guns?
With all the guns.
All the guns, all the time. Las Cutter.
Las Cutter. I need to check his profile.
Oh yeah, because he's only on 8 wounds. Still hitting on 4s?
Las Cutter. Misses.
Negative.
And then, do I take any mortal wounds from the big gun?
Yes, please.
I do.
Yes, please.
4. 3 again.
He's down to 5 wounds left.
Okay, and then it's D6 + 4.
But he gets 10 shots.
That's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6, 9, 10.
Well, this gun does 3 damage, and my paladin's on 4 wounds left.
So hitting on 4s, but +1 because you're Titanic.
Yes.
So
Ooh.
that's good. So
It's
1
only
miss.
4 hits.
No,
said
they're
hitting on
+1 because I'm Titanic.
Ah, right, okay.
So
okay.
he's hitting on 4s because he's
Back to
backed.
3s, yeah.
Back to 3s.
And then 3s to injury roll. 4 saves. Okay. That's 9 damage. Shrug? No. Blow up?
Please don't.
Don't blow up. And the paladin falls, leaving the castellan alone. And then you charge.
Yep.
I'd overwatch you with my conflagration cannon on 5 wounds remaining, but I don't have any dice to overwatch.
So, Atropos, can he get in?
I
With a 9, I think he's in.
I think he's definitely in. And now you try and stab me in the back.
Yeah, so hitting on 4s because of the +1 because of the Titanic.
Okay. 1 hit.
I've got a CP.
You've got ACP.
I will command point that.
Okay. 2 hits.
And then strength 12, 3s, re-rolling all wounds against vehicles.
Okay.
Only the 1.
AP.
4 flat 6 damage.
6 damage.
Yeah.
Well, he's got 27 wounds left. I might
up save as well to start with.
I might be able to shrug a couple. Has it got a 2 up save to
Yes,
start
you got
with?
6 up save.
Oh, I didn't know that. It doesn't save it. I didn't know that. They have a 2 up. That's nice. He takes 5 wounds. He's on 22 left. He kicks back. You're only on 5 wounds. I got this. Do I hit on 2s? Is it when I'm charged as well?
You're hitting on 3s because he normally hits on 4s.
I do 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
2 5 up saves.
Make them both.
And he's on 5 wounds remaining and with a knight left standing. That's the Knights of the Legio Astorum's turn 4. That does get you secure no man's land, which puts you up to 60 points in total. At the start of my turn, I'll get the 5 points for that one there, which is 30 points on the primaries, and that's all I'll get by the end of the game. But I have got 40 points on the secondaries. So it's 70 points to 60. as we go to Knights of the Forge, turn 5. Can't do any of these. Spending a CP. Can't do that one either. Just don't move off an objective or fail a morale test, and I'll get an extra 5 points on the secondaries. So my Warlord's on 23 wounds, well, 22, and then he gets 1 back plus another D3. So he's back up to 24 wounds remaining. He turns, well, we're in combat, but it's cool this way. And I fire into combat. I could drop out and fire elsewhere, actually, because I'm Titanic. 1 minute. I'm going to fall back over here, because it makes the charge from the Paladin a little bit longer.
Yep.
And I'm going to fire everything into him, I want him dead. It might not be the best thing, but I'm going to fire everything into him, I want him dead.
Yep. I can't rotate either.
Here's the Thunder Coil. You can't rotate.
No rotation.
Because you have no CP.
I've got 1 CP.
Is any one of these little ones injured?
No, they're all top back. This one back here is.
Okay.
It's 7 wounds. I've got 1 CP left.
I don't know what to do now. Because I could put the flagration cannon and the everything that way, and then the things this way. How many objectives are you on?
I'm on 1, 2.
You will outnumber me no matter what.
Yeah.
So taking you off of objective doesn't help me. Kill him. Kill the big one. Here's the Thunder Coil Harpoon.
Last command point?
No, because the melters can do it. The melters can do it. They hit all the times. They wound twice. 2 5 up and vulnerable save, sir. You make 1.
Fair 1.
Well, that's worn it flat. That is 3 damage. It's got 2 left.
Okay.
The Flaming Cannons of Doom. Conflagration. Wound you 1, 2, 3 times. Fail one of these. And he dies.
Does he explode?
2 damage each.
He does not explode.
It took me through 3 turns to do it. But I finally take out this boy. He's like a name. He's withstood so much firepower. He's awesome.
He is indeed.
And that's the very end of my game. I've got 30 on the primary at the end of my game and 45 points on the secondary. So I did max out the secondaries for a grand total of 75 points, which is 85 with the painting standard. Now, at the start of your turn, 5, 10, 15 on the primaries, right?
Yep.
So that gets you to, what's the thing, 15 is 40, 30. So that is, we're on 75 points each. All you need to do is score a secondary to win this game. So, with the painting standard, 85 to 80, no prisoners, area denial, behind enemy lines, get 2 units in the enemy deployment zone. The Paladin steps through this way, and the last of the Helverins steps through that way, and this is the way the world ends. At this point, we will call this training exercise a truce, and we will take off our VR headsets and go back to the Principe quarters. Everyone regroup for tea and biscuits.
Yes.
And you win.
Good idea.
That would have been 90 points. If you'd have killed that as well, that would have been a 92-point game to you. It's still on 23 or 24 wounds.
It's very close, yeah.
So
there's only about 5 points in there.
Yeah, I think
90-85, I think it finishes.
90-85. If you'd killed that, 92-85. So only 5 points in it, which is a really close game.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I think I deployed him in the wrong place. He should have been a bit closer forward, I think, to cause some mayhem. And let's face it, that Thunder Coil Harpoon at some point should have got through, because it does a flat 10 damage, and against Titanic stuff, it does basically 13 damage.
Yeah,
3 of them.
mortal wounds and the extra,
Nasty. But he dodged every single blow. Not him, sorry, the Atropos, who's now gone. So, Knights on Knights. Have you done Knights on Knights much before?
I've done Titans on Titans, but not Knights on Knights specifically. But no,
Well, it must feel a bit like Titans on Titans, because it's a completely different game of 40k, isn't it?
It
Knight
is,
on Knights.
yeah. You've just got big models, like you said, it's chess pieces.
Yeah.
I like lots of little models, just to play those objectives as such.
Deployment is very critical, and setting up a table like this so that there can be some scurrying around and line of sighting. In the end, we kind of clashed in the middle, but blocked each other up. There could have been some more heroic stuff over here as well, but it didn't go that way in the end. What do you think of the new Knight Codex?
I think it's a little bit tricky to get your head round, but once you learn it, it's similar to the Space Marines. If you play them a lot, you'll get used to it. It's got some nice tricks.
Yeah.
It makes them feel more knightly.
Yeah.
Is it a top tier army? I mean, it's up there. It's not as good as the new Nids, etc. But
but what is?
But what is? And it's no fun if it's that broken kind of thing. But no, they're good. They're a fun army to play with, and they're quick to play with as well, which is a good thing.
I have a slight problem with the new Imperial Guard Codex, and this is my problem. Beforehand, for many years, people would ask me, one of the most commonly asked questions is, I'm new 40k, what army should I get? And I would always say Knights.
Knights or Custodes, yeah.
Yeah, Knights or Custodes, but if you had to pick one for me, it'd be Knights, because you can get one big Knight and a chunk of little Knights and you've got a 1,000-point list.
Yeah.
And you can play a game. Or you can get one big, I mean, this is 600 points. One of the normal Knights is 430, 440, depending on loadout, things like that. So one big one, 3 or 4 little ones, bam, you've got a list, and you don't have to remember very many rules, and it's easy to paint and it's easy to play. And let's face it, if someone rocked up for a 1,000-point game with only one big one and a chunk of little ones, it's not that nasty.
Yeah.
It starts getting nasty when you multiply it higher and higher and higher. But the problem I have with the Codex is I can't give that piece of advice anything more.
No, it's the bondsman abilities, it's the exalted court upgrades for those knights. It's 9th edition basically.
Yeah.
The rules themselves are good, but then there's just a lot of bloat on top, which then adds a lot of confusion, especially for newer players. Even we probably got a couple of things we missed throughout the game.
No, guaranteed. No mistakes made whatsoever.
I think we were pretty good with the rules.
Pretty good with the
for
rules.
A new codex as well.
See, I like the book from a player's point of view. I like the upgrades and the things that you can do. They could be simplified. You can have upgrades, because when you look at the upgrades page and there's got like passages with bullet points and bullet points and bullet points.
The other thing is I've got a lot of Forge World stuff, but it's all keyworded, so it's either Questa Imperialis, Armiger. So you've got to get your head around all the keywords. It's not on the data sheet.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff going on that book, because then you also have your household traits.
Yeah. So on this you'll have you got a data sheet for this with a household trait, then Questor Mechanicus or Imperialis, and then bonded stuff, and then the upgrade stuff, and then the relics and the warlord traits and stuff.
And then your chivalric order as well.
Chivalric order, and then the
points.
Exactly. So there's a lot of data that isn't on the data sheet.
Yeah.
So these days, when people ask me, what's the best army to start with, I normally say Death Guard. Because Death Guard do what Death Guard do. And their contagions is turned on all the time. Their -1 damage is turned on the time. It's a fairly simple, easy codex to get your head around. Ultimately, however, if you are thinking about getting into the hobby, the best piece of advice I can give you is buy the army that you really like the look at. Because regardless if you're a player or a painter or a collector, we're all collectors first. In order to paint these things, you need to collect them. In order to play with these things, you need to collect them. And I know people who are just collectors who don't paint and who don't play, read a bit of heresy here or there. So if it's sat on your shelf for a long period of time, get the army that you like the look at. On that note, how many armies do you actually have? Because I know
I've got
many.
Custodes, Space Wolves, Admech, Knights. Got a lot in boxes unbuilt and unpainted. Time is my main issue.
Your pile of shame must be atrocious.
It's not as bad as a few people's. I've been selling some of it.
Have you?
It's sat on a shelf through I've had stuff on shelves for years now, but
don't we all?
I've got 6 main armies really. I'm always looking to buy more armies, but I've got to resist the temptation.
But how many heresy armies are you going to get?
Well, I want Night Lords.
Yeah.
I want World Eaters.
Yeah.
I want Imperial Fists. Alpha Legion.
Alpha Legion. Yeah. Interesting.
They're very cool. So at least 4.
Okay.
Mechanicum army, so 5, and I've already got Knights.
I've got the Mechanicum tag. I do like them. The 30k Admech function and feel different to the 40k Admech.
They do, yes.
They had tech back then. They weren't so... Well, they had access to the...
They've got a lot of cool
They weren't
models.
as backwards.
And the models are really cool. For the
models are
30Ks,
really cool.
The tanks, the automators.
Don't tell anyone, but I prefer the 30k Admech models to the 40k Admech models. And I've got a real thing for... I love my Admech. I love the lore. I love all the stuff behind them.
The Dark Mechanicum especially as well. They got a really nice aesthetic.
Bad mech are really... Why is there no bad mech?
Yeah.
It's like you can release the sprue. Like, that's what they did with Chaos originally. It was the Rhino sprue, the Land Raider sprue, it was the extra sprues, the normal sprues, and they put spiky bits in there as well. Boom, done. You could do that with bad mech quite quickly.
Yeah.
Seeing as people are converting up a lot of bad mech right now, seeing as the AdMech are a bad, touchy, bad, feely army at the moment as well. People like playing them as the bad guys. Anyway, that was a lovely game. I do like playing Knights on Knights. That was really tactical. Thanks for helping me learn. Thanks for teaching me.
No, thank you for having me as well.
You can be my Jedi Master anytime. This battle mat is from urbanmats.com, and this glorious paint job and these scenic bases, and in fact this scenery over here is from marchofwar.co.uk. Check him out. He's got his own website. You can also find him on eBay, and he does commission work, and he's a nice guy. Any shout outs?
Oh, just
No?
games from March of War.
Any friends, Sam? Any friends?
Got the try hard people and all that, but yeah, no, it's March of War.
What about all your tournament buddies?
Yeah, it's the try hard. So Eddie, I think you see him on the streams. A few other guys.
Shout out them.
Shout out to them.
But they're try hard, so we don't really care.
Tryhards,
Happy wargaming.